Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Śrī Caitanya Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on January 2nd, 2023 in Śrī Māyāpur, India.
Pangun Langayate Girim Sri Gurum Dinatharinam Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Hari Tats.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Happy Putrada Ekadasi. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Śrī Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled as Today's chapter is entitled Phalaśruti, Achieve the treasure of love for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Under the section, the meeting of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Vallabha Bhatta.
Śrī Caitanya
Charitamrita 7.138.
ভট্ট কর্তৃক প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ। ভট্ট কহে যদি মোরে হইলা প্রসন্ন, একদিন পুনঃ মোর মান নিমন্ত্রণ।
Vallabha Bhatta Acharya requested Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, if you are actually pleased with me, please accept my invitation once again.
Vallabha Bhatta had fed Lord Chaitanya and all his associates.
So Vallabha Bhatta had fed Lord Chaitanya and all his associates.
But now he wanted to feed him again.
But now he wanted to feed him again.
As a confirmation that he was forgiven for his offenses.
As a confirmation that he is forgiven for his offenses.
And that the Lord was pleased with him.
And then the Lord was pleased with him. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.139.
জীবের প্রতি ভুবন পাবন প্রভুর অহৈতুকী কৃপার নিদর্শন। প্রভু অবতীর্ণ হইলা জগৎ তারিতে, মানিলেন নিমন্ত্রণ তারে সুখ দিতে।
Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, who had descended to deliver the entire universe, accepted the invitation of Vallabha Bhatta just to give him happiness.
So Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu accepted the invitation of Vallabha Bhatta.
So Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu accepted the invitation of Vallabha Bhatta
to give him happiness. And this exchange of love in the form of serving prasadam.
So this exchange of love in the form of serving prasadam
very special.
It's very special. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.140.
অক্ষজ জ্ঞানী অভিমানীকে দণ্ড প্রদান দ্বারা উদ্ধার সাধন। জগতের হিত হোক এই প্রভুর মন, দণ্ড করি করে তার হৃদয় শোধন।
Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is always eager to see everyone in the material world happy. Therefore, sometimes he chastises someone just to purify his heart. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
would accept invitations to take prasadam
would accept invitations to take prasadam
from those who became life members,
from those who became life members,
just to make them happy.
just to make them happy.
And so Prabhupada was saying, by giving us life donations, just by eating prasadam.
So, Srila Prabhupada was saying that they are giving us donations just by we eating their prasadam. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.141.
তদ্গৃহে সগণ প্রভুর ভিক্ষা শিকার সগণ সহিতে প্রভুর নিমন্ত্রণ কইলা মহাপ্রভু তারে তবে প্রসন্ন হইলা.
When Vallabha Bhatta invited Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his associate, the Lord was very pleased with him.
Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu was pleased with Vallabha Bhatta.
Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu was pleased with Vallabha Bhatta.
Very pleased.
Very pleased.
And taking this invitation was a special favor given to the Vallabha Bhatta.
So, taking this special invitation was giving a special favor for Vallabha Bhatta. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.142.
সত্যভামার অবতার জগদানন্দের বৃত্তান্ত বর্ণন তাহার বাম্য স্বভাব ও শুদ্ধ জ্ঞার গৌর প্রেম জগদানন্দ পণ্ডিতের শুদ্ধ গাঢ় ভাব সত্যভামা প্রায় প্রেম বাম্য স্বভাব.
Jagadananda Pandit's pure ecstatic love for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was very deep. It can be compared to the love of Satyabhama, who always quarrelled with Lord Kṛṣṇa.
Different devotees descended with Lord Chaitanya.
Different devotees descended with Lord Chaitanya.
Some were gopis,
Some were gopis,
some were queens.
some were queens.
Jagadananda was the incarnation of Satyabhama,
So Jagadananda was the incarnation of Satyabhama,
Rani,
Rani,
a second queen in Dwarka.
the second queen in Dwarka. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.143.
জগদানন্দের প্রভুসহ প্রণয় কলহ বারবার প্রণয় কলহ করে প্রভু শোনে অন্যে অন্যে খটমটি চলে দুইজনে.
Jagadananda Pandit was accustomed to provoking loving quarrels with the Lord. There was always some disagreement between them.
There are two types of gopis and two types of queens.
There are two types of gopis and two types of queen.
The Dakshina are those who are submissive and they don't quarrel.
Dakshina, those who are submissive and those who don't quarrel.
And what the Brahma are the left wing are quarrel and they have loving arguments with the Lord.
The Vama, they have quarrels and loving arguments with the Lord. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.144.
রুক্মিণীর অবতার গদাধরের দক্ষিণ স্বভাব ও শুদ্ধ জ্ঞার গৌর প্রেম গদাধর পণ্ডিতের শুদ্ধ গাঢ় ভাব রুক্মিণী দেবীর জৈসে দক্ষিণ স্বভাব.
Gadadhar Pandit's pure ecstatic love for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was also very deep. It was like that of Rukmini Devi, who was always especially submissive to Kṛṣṇa.
So, Rukmini is Dakshin or submissive Swabha.
So, Rukmini was Dakshin or submissive Swabhav. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.145
প্রভুর প্রতি গদাধরের স্বাভাবিক ঐশ্বর্য ভাবমিশ্র প্রেম স্নিগ্ধ নর্মতাবশত ক্রোধাভাব তার প্রণয় রোষ দেখিতে প্রভুর ইচ্ছা হয় ঐশ্বর্য গানে তার রোষ নাহি উপজয়
Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu sometimes desired to see Gadadhar Pandit's affectionate anger, but because of his knowledge of the Lord's opulences, his anger was never invoked. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Joking with Rukmini Devi in Dwaraka, Kṛṣṇa once advised her to accept another husband because he was unfit for her. Rukmini Devi, however, unable to understand his joking words, took them very seriously and immediately fell down to the ground in fear of separation from him. In the pastimes of Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Jagadananda Pandita was always in disagreement with the Lord like Satyabhama, whereas Gadadhar Pandit was always awed by the Lord's opulence and was therefore submissive to the Lord under all circumstances.
This purport gives an explanation.
This purport gives an explanation
of the difference between left wing and right wing consorts.
The difference between the left wing and the right wing consorts. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.146
বল্লভ প্রীতি উপলক্ষে ভার্যে কৃত্রিম ক্রোধ দেখাইয়া গদাধরের প্রেম পরীক্ষা গদাধরের ভীতি এই লক্ষ্য পাইয়া প্রভু কইলা রসাভাস শুনি পণ্ডিতের চিত্তে উপজিল ত্রাস
For this purpose, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu sometimes showed his apparent anger. Hearing of this anger inspired great fear in the heart of Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.147
দাপর যুগে কৃষ্ণ ও রুক্মিণীর দৃষ্টান্ত পূর্বে যেন কৃষ্ণ যদি উপহাস কইল শুনি রুক্মিণীর মনে ত্রাস উপজিল
Previously in Krishna Leela, when Lord Krishna joked with Rukmini Devi, she took his words seriously and fear awoke within her mind. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.148
বল্লভ ভট্টের পূর্বে বাৎসল্য রসে ভজন বল্লভ ভট্টের হয় বাৎসল্য উপাসন বাল গোপাল মন্ত্রে তহ করেন সেবন
Vallabha Bhatta was accustomed to worshipping the Lord as child Krishna. Therefore, he had been initiated into the Balagopala mantra and was thus worshipping the Lord.
Vallabha Bhatta, he was in the mood of Vatsalya or parental rasa.
Vallabha Bhatta was in the mood of Vatsalya or parental rasa.
This rasa is different than the conjugal rasa.
So this rasa is different than the conjugal rasa. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.149
গদাধরের সঙ্গ ফলে মধুর রসে ভজন প্রবৃত্তি পণ্ডিতের সনে তার মন ফিরি গেল কিশোর গোপাল উপাসনায় মন দিল
In the association of Gadadhar Pandit, his mind was converted and he dedicated his mind to worshipping Kishore Gopal, Kṛṣṇa, as a young boy.
Jayapataka was worshipping Kṛṣṇa as a young boy.
So Vallabha Bhatta was worshipping as a Kṛṣṇa as a young boy
By the association of Gadadhar Pandit.
by the association of Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.150.
গদাধরের নিকট মন্ত্র লাভ ইচ্ছা গদাধরে অস্বীকার পণ্ডিতের ঠাই চাহে মন্ত্রাদি শিখিতে পণ্ডিত কহে এই কর্ম নহে আমা হইতে
Vallabha Bhatta wanted to be initiated by Gadadhar Pandit, but Gadadhar Pandit refused saying, the work of acting as a spiritual master is not possible for me.
Jayapataka had been worshipping Balagopal
So Vallabha Bhatta had been worshipping Balagopal
with the association of Gadadhar Pandit and worshipping Kṛṣṇa, Kishore.
but by the association of Gadadhar Pandit, he was worshipping Kṛṣṇa as a Kishore.
But when he wanted to receive a new mantra from Gadadhar Prabhu,
But when he wanted to receive a new mantra from Gadadhar Prabhu,
he was refused.
he was refused. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.151.
গৌরাঙ্গে একগতি গদাধরের গৌর ভস্যতা আমি পরতন্ত্র আমার প্রভু গৌরচন্দ্র তার আজ্ঞা বিনায় আমি না হই স্বতন্ত্র
I am completely dependent. My Lord is Gaurachandra, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. I cannot do anything independently without his order.
Gadadhar Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit was completely surrendered to Lord Chaitanya.
Gadadhar Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit was completely surrendered to Lord Chaitanya.
Therefore, he did not act as a spiritual master without the order of Lord Chaitanya.
Therefore, he could not act as a spiritual master without the order of Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.152.
ভল্লভকে মন্ত্রদানের বিরুদ্ধে যুক্তি প্রদর্শন তুমি যে আমার ঠাই করো আগমন তাহাতেই প্রভু মোরে দেন ওলাহন
My dear Vallabha Bhatta, your coming to me is not appreciated by Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Therefore, he sometimes speaks to chastise me.
However, Lord Chaitanya actually disapproved of Vallabha seeing Gadadhar Pandit.
So, whether Lord Chaitanya actually approved Vallabha Bhatta seeing Gadadhar Pandit
Is not clear
is not clear
because he had sometimes jokingly speak to Gadadhar Pandit.
because sometimes he jokingly speaks to Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 5.153 to 154.
বল্লভের প্রভু কৃপালাভ এই মতো ভট্টের কথেক দিন গেল শেষে যদি প্রভু তারে সুপ্রসন্ন হইল ভিক্ষা দিবসে প্রভুর কৃত্রিম ক্রোধে স্বতন্ত্র সন্ত্রস্ত কদাধরকে প্রভুর স্নেহ প্রেম ভরে আহ্বান নিমন্ত্রণের দিনে পণ্ডিতে বলাইলা স্বরূপ জগদানন্দ গোবিন্দে পাঠাইলা
Some days passed, and when Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu finally pleased with Vallabha Bhatta, accepted his invitation, the Lord sent Swarup Damodar, Jagadananda Pandit and Govinda to call for Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 7.154. 155.
পণ্ডিতকে স্বরূপের সান্ত্বনা দান ও সর্ববৃত্তান্ত জ্ঞাপন। পথে পণ্ডিতের স্বরূপ কহেন বচন, পরীক্ষিতে প্রভু তোমারে কইলা উপেক্ষণ।
On the day, Swarup Damodar said to Gadadhar Pandit, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu wanted to test you, therefore he neglected you. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.156.
স্বরূপ কর্তৃক গদাধরকে প্রতিবাদ করণার্থ উত্তেজনা চেষ্টা দ্বারা পরীক্ষা। তুমি কেন আসিতারে না দিলে ওলাহন, ভীত প্রায় হইয়া কেন করিলা সহন।
Why did you not retaliate by reproaching him? Why did you fearfully tolerate his criticism?
Since Swarup Damodar is the avatar of Lalita,
Since Swarup Damodar is the avatar of Lalita,
and Lalita is a right-hand gopi.
and Lalita is the left-hand gopi, Vama, left-wing gopi, sorry.
So her natural nature is to argue with him.
And her nature is to argue with him. Haribo, Jai Gurudev. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.157.
প্রভু প্রেম স্নিগ্ধ পণ্ডিতের ঐশ্বর্য জ্ঞানময়ী বশ্যতা। পণ্ডিত কহেন প্রভু সর্বজ্ঞ শিরোমণি, তার সনে হট করি ভালো নাহি মানি।
Gadadhar Pandit said, Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is completely independent. He is the topmost omniscient personality. It would not look well for me to talk to him as if I were his equal.
All this reveals the mood of Gadadhar Pandit.
So this reveals the mood of Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.158.
পণ্ডিতের তৎপ্রিয়তম প্রভুর সর্ববিধ স্নেহ অত্যাচার সহনে স্বাভাবিকই প্রবৃত্তি। যেই কহে সেই সহি নিজ শিরে ধরি, আপনে করিবেন কৃপা গুণ দোষ বিচারি।
I can tolerate whatever he says, bearing it upon my head. He will automatically be merciful to me after considering my faults and attributes. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.159.
It's very interesting. Gadadhar Pandit we accept as the avatar Radharani.
It's very interesting. Gadadhar Pandit, we accept him as an incarnation of avatar of Radharani.
But Lord Chaitanya is Kṛṣṇa with the heart of Radharani.
But Lord Chaitanya is Kṛṣṇa with the heart of Radharani.
Radharani is chief of the left-hand gopis.
So Radharani is the chief of the left-wing gopis, left-hand gopis.
And Rukmini is the chief of the right-hand queens.
And Rukmini is the chief of the right-hand queens.
So it seems that Gadadhar Pandit takes up the mood of Rukmini.
It seems that Gadadhar Pandit takes up the mood of Rukmini.
When he comes, who's Radharani's reflection?
When he comes?
Who's Radharani? Rukmini is the reflection.
Oh, okay. When he comes as Radharani's reflection. Rukmini is Radharani's reflection. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.159.
পণ্ডিতের প্রভু সমীপে আগমন ও ক্রন্দন। এত বলি পণ্ডিত প্রভুর স্থানে আইলা রোদন করিয়া প্রভুর চরণে পড়িলা
After saying this, Gadadhar Pandit went to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and fell down crying at the lotus feet of the Lord. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita
Here we see how Gadadhar Pandit had so much love for Lord Chaitanya.
So here we see how Gadadhar Pandit had so much love for Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.160.
পণ্ডিতের প্রেমবশ প্রভুর স্নেহ প্রেম ভরে গদাধরকে আলিঙ্গন ও আশ্বাসন ঈষৎ হাসিয়া প্রভু কইলা আলিঙ্গন সবার শুনাইয়া কহেন মধুর বচন
Smiling slightly, the Lord embraced him and spoke sweet words so that others would also hear. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.161.
স্বয়ং প্রভু কর্তৃক গদাধরের অতুল স্নিগ্ধ সুধীর গৌর প্রেম বর্ণন আমি চালাইলু তোমা তুমি না চলিলা ক্রোধে কিছু না কহিলা সকল সহিলা
I wanted to agitate you, the Lord said, but you did not become agitated. Indeed, you could not say anything in anger. Instead, you tolerated everything. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.162.
আমার ভঙ্গিতে তোমার মন না চলিলা সুধীর সরল ভাবে আমারে কিনিলা
Your mind was not disturbed by my tricks. Rather, you stayed fixed in your simplicity. This way, you have purchased me.
হরিবল
Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.160.
These loving exchanges between Lord Chaitanya and his devotees
These loving exchanges between Lord Chaitanya and his devotees
are very difficult to understand.
are very difficult to understand. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.163.
প্রভুর গদাধর প্রাণনাথ নাম পণ্ডিতের ভাব মুদ্রা কখনো না যায় গদাধর প্রাণনাথ নাম হইল যায়
No one can describe the characteristics and ecstatic love of Gadadhar Pandit. Therefore, another name for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is Gadadhar Prananath, the life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit.
Gadadhar Pandit has pure love for Lord Chaitanya.
Gadadhar Pandit has pure love for Lord Chaitanya.
Therefore Lord Chaitanya is known as Gadadhar Prananath.
Therefore, Lord Chaitanya is known as Gadadhar Prananath,
The life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit.
the life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antelila 7.164.
ভক্তগণের নিত্য গদাই গৌরাঙ্গ নাম গান পণ্ডিতে প্রভুর প্রসাদ কহনো না যায় গদাইর গৌরাঙ্গ বলি যারে লোকে ঘায়
No one can say how merciful the Lord is to Gadadhar Pandit, but people know the Lord as Gadai Gauranga, the Lord Gauranga of Gadadhar Pandit.
Champahati, deities.
In Champahati, there is a Gadadhar Gauranga deities.
Although Bhaktivinoda in his house, he worshipped the Gaur Gadadhar deities.
Also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his house, he worshipped the Gaur Gadadhar deities.
One time he worshipped Nitai Gaur, or in the preaching mood.
So we worship Nitai Gaur because we are in the preaching mood.
And Gaur Gadai are in the loving mood.
But Gaur Gadai are in the loving mood. Jai. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.165.
অচিন্ত চৈতন্য লীলা সিন্ধুর প্রতি তরঙ্গে বহু উদ্দেশ্য সম্পাদন। চৈতন্য প্রভুর লীলা কে বুঝিতে পারে, এক লীলায় বহে গঙ্গার শত শত ধারে।
No one can understand the pastimes of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. They are like the Ganges, for hundreds and thousands of branches flow from even one of his activities.
Lord Chaitanya, he would have different relationships with different devotees.
So Lord Chaitanya, he would have different relationship with different devotees.
And one pastime, he would simultaneously be exchanging all these loving exchanges with the different devotees.
With one pastime, he would be exchanging the loving exchanges with different devotees. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.166.
প্রভু কর্তৃক এক পণ্ডিতের গৌর প্রেম প্রচার, দুই বল্লভের গর্বনাশ ও উদ্ধার, তিন অক্ষজ জ্ঞানী জীবকে বাহিরে উপেক্ষাই তৎপ্রতি অদক্ষজ কৃপা, এবং চার তাদৃশ দুঃখদণ্ডকে ভগবদ অনুকম্পা জ্ঞানই জীবের নিত্য মঙ্গল ও বুদ্ধিমত্তা প্রচার। পণ্ডিতের সৌজন্য ব্রাহ্মণতা গুণ, ধীর প্রেম মুদ্রালোকে করিলা ক্ষেপণ।
Gadadhar Pandit is celebrated all over the world for his gentle behavior, his Brahmanical attributes, and his steady love for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu.
All these are the qualities of the Gadadhar Pandit.
So these are the qualities of Gadadhar Pandit.
One of the pastimes of the Lord, and this pastime was to glorify the pure love of the Gadadhar Pandit.
One of the pastime of the Lord in this pastime glorifies the pure love of Gadadhar Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.167.
অভিমান পঙ্ক ধুইয়া ভট্টের সুদিলা, সেই দ্বারাত আর সব লোকে শিখাইলা।
The Lord purified Vallabha Bhatta by cleansing him of the mud of false pride. By such activities, the Lord also instructed others.
Another aspect of this pastime is how he cut the false pride of Vallabha
Bhatta
by
purifying him.
And in this way instructed others. Because Vallabha was a great devotee.
Because Vallabha Bhatta was great devotee.
And therefore he used him to give this message.
Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.168.
ভাইয দশটা বহির অর্থমানিরেই অনুমোদন, অন্তরে অনুগ্রহ বাহ্যে উপেক্ষার প্রায় বাহ্যার্থ যেই লয় সেই নাশ যায়.
Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was actually always merciful within his heart, but he was sometimes externally negligent of his devotees. We should not be preoccupied with his external feature. However, for if we do so, we shall be vanquished.
How Lord Chaitanya is always merciful in his heart.
How Lord Chaitanya is always merciful in his heart.
And he would externally sometimes show neglect.
He would externally sometimes show neglect.
This is for another purpose.
This is for another purpose.
We should always understand that he is always thinking of the well-being of the devotee.
We should understand that he is always thinking the well-being of his devotees. Although Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.169.
চৈতন্য অচলা ভক্তি চৈতন্য লীলাতত্ত্ব জ্ঞানের কারণ. নিঘোর চৈতন্য লীলা বুঝিতে কার শক্তি সেই বোঝে গৌর চন্দ্রে যার দৃঢ় ভক্তি.
The pastimes of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu are very deep. Who can understand them? Only one who has firm, deep devotion to his lotus feet can understand these pastimes.
If one sees the external aspects of Lord Chaitanya's moods,
If one sees the external aspects of Lord Chaitanya's moods,
he'll be vanquished.
he'll be vanquished.
One has to understand the Lord is simultaneously running many pastimes.
So one has to understand the Lord is simultaneously playing many pastimes.
And that his inner mood
And that is his inner mood
always of great mercy.
is always of great mercy. And that is Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.170.
গদাধর কর্তৃক সগণ প্রভুকে ভিক্ষাদান দিনান্তরে পণ্ডিত কইল প্রভুর নিমন্ত্রণ প্রভু তাহা ভিক্ষা কইল লইয়া ভক্তগণ.
Another day, Gadadhar Pandit invited Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu to dinner. The Lord took prasadam at his home with his personal associates. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu acted as a very merciful well-wisher toward Vallabha Bhatta by externally neglecting him in many ways to purify him of his false pride in being a learned scholar. The Lord neglected Gadadhar Pandit for a few days because of his associating with Vallabha Bhatta. Actually, he was not at all displeased with Gadadhar Pandit. Indeed, because Gadadhar Pandit is the personal potency of Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhu, there is no chance of the Lord's being dissatisfied with him. However, a person who is too much attracted to externals cannot understand the deep meaning of these dealings of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. If one therefore becomes disrespectful to Gadadhar Pandit, he will surely be vanquished.
So, Lord Chaitanya has different reasons for his acting in different ways to different devotees.
So Lord Chaitanya has his different reasons for his acting with different ways with different devotees.
And that's why it's difficult to understand Lord Chaitanya.
That's why it's difficult to understand Lord Chaitanya.
Because he is performing many things at one time.
Because he is performing many things in one pastime. Hari Bol! Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.171.
তথায় গদাধরের নিকট মধুর রসে বল্লভের কিশোর গোপাল মন্ত্রে দীক্ষা লাভ। তাহাই বল্লভ ভট্ট প্রভুর আজ্ঞা লইল, পণ্ডিত ঠাই পূর্ব প্রার্থিত সব সিদ্ধি হইল।
There Vallabha Bhatta took permission from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his desire to be initiated by Gadadhar Pandit was thus fulfilled.
Vallabha Bhatta, Vallabha Acharya took initiation in Gopal mantra of Gadadhar Pandit.
So Vallabha Bhatta or Vallabhacharya took initiation of the Gopal mantra from Gadadhar Pandit.
With the blessings of Lord Chaitanya.
With the blessings of Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 7.172.
গদাধর বল্লভ মিলনে গৌর প্রীতি লাভ। এই তো কহিল বল্লভ ভট্টের মিলন, যাহার শ্রবণে পায় গৌর প্রেমধন।
I have thus explained the Lord's meeting with Vallabha Bhatta. By hearing this incident, one can achieve the treasure of love for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu.
I hope everyone was listening very carefully.
I hope everyone was listening very carefully. Thus ends the chapter entitled Phalaśruti. Achieve the treasure of love for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Under the section, the meeting of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and Vallabha Bhatta. Thus ends this section as well. Tomorrow we'll start with a new section.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.